morning, everyone. Welcome to yet another session of Weekly Roundup. Myself, Nilesh, and I will be taking this session. Before we start today's session, let's see the headlines of the last week. In this session, we will cover 5 main news, 1 personality in news, and 7 quick updates. In main news, first main news is about India's first anti-terror policy, that is PRAHAAR. Then second main news is about Mandya Inscription, that is shedding light on Hoysala Tamil connections. Then third main news is about New Delhi Declaration, which was adopted at the AI Impact Summit 2026. Fourth main news is about National Monetization Pipeline 2.0. And fifth main news is about Indian Prime Minister's visit to Israel. In personality in news, we will cover Chakravarti Rajagopalachari. So without wasting any time, let's dive into first main news of the day. The first main news of the day is about India's first anti-terror policy, and the name of this policy is PRAHAAR. And this topic is particularly very important for your GS paper 3, that is security challenges and their management link with the terrorism. Right. So what is the development? The development is that Ministry of Home Affairs have unveiled the PRAHAAR policy, and it is on the principle of zero tolerance against the terrorism. As we already know, after the Operation Sindoor, India had given some of the details against the terrorism and its policy details. This policy is extension of the policy details given after the Operation Sindoor. Right? This is the one fact. Terrorism is one of the menace which can hamper the India's internal security. As we already know, renowned writer Ramchandra Guha in his book India After Gandhi gives the 10 important aspects which can challenge the India's internal security. And one of the important aspect of that is the terrorism and various angles related to terrorism, such as Kashmir insurgency. Then there are insurgency in the northeast and state sponsored terrorism. All those aspects have been detailed in those 10 points by the Ramchandra Guha. So you can give such of the accounts of the books in your answer in your introductions also. Again, the second important thing about it is that the BNS in section 113 defines the terrorism. And what is the definition of the terrorism? So it says that a person is said to have committed a terrorist act if he commits any act in India or in any foreign country with the intention to threaten the unity, integrity and security of the India, to intimidate the general public, a segment thereof, or to disturb public order. And it also gives the various mechanisms by which these terrorist activities can happen. So I will urge you to go and read the section 113 very briefly to have the understanding of the definition of the terrorism. However, there is no uniform definition of the terrorism at the international level, because one's terrorist is another country's hero, and that is why there is very difficulty to define the terrorism at the international level. And because there is lack of consensus in defining the terrorism, there is lack of efforts and the uniform approach to tackle the terrorism. So that is the one aspect. Then secondly, we all know that there are various terrorist activities which we saw over the course of time, such as Uri attacks, then Pahalgam attacks, then 26/11. In 26/11, I have the personal memory because my father was serving in the Mumbai police. And those days, after 18 years, I cannot forget. I even traumatized by remembering and recalling the memories of the 26/11. So this is the impact on the every citizen and the overall Indian psyche because of the terrorism. So this is the brief about the terrorism. Now we'll see about the various aspect of the policy, that is PRAHAAR. So basically PRAHAAR is the acronym, and we will see what PRAHAAR means in the course of the discussion here, right? So what is the Prahar? So Prahar is the counter-terrorism strategy, and P in the Prahar stands for the prevention of the terror attacks, right? And it is saying that it will employ proactive intelligence guidance approach via multi-agency center. This is one of the infrastructure and the institution of the anti-terror operations in India, and that is multi-agency center, and it is the joint task force on the intelligence, that is JTIF, for the real time sharing. So they will share the intelligence in the real time, that is the prevention of the terror attacks. Then R stand for response. So it is saying that the local police will be the first responders backed by the state and the center forces such as NSG. NSG will be the nodal counter-terrorist force against the Ministry of Home Affairs. That is the response. So it is putting response on the local police. As in the case of 2611, the police action was very crucial, such as the heroic act of Tukaram Omle, who grabbed the Kasab. The major tragedy was avoided. So that is why the local police is very important to tackle the terrorism activities at first instance. Then A stands for aggravating the capabilities, and it's saying that to aggravate the capabilities includes the modernization of the law enforcement agencies with the technology and the awareness, then standardization of uniform anti-terrorism structure across the country, and then training from the Bureau of Police Research and Development, right? So this is about the aggravating capacities. Then we will see next approach which is given in the strategy, and that is human rights and the rule of law based processes. So it is saying that there should be balance between the human rights and then anti-terrorist laws, and it is saying that the law should protect the fundamental rights of the citizens and also provide the various legal discourses, right? So this is the human right preservation in the anti-terrorism laws, and then attenuating the condition conducive to the terrorism. How it can happen? So it will be happening through the graded police responses. And what police will do? So they will target the vulnerable youth and engage them with the help of community leaders, NGOs, and moderate preachers. And by that way, they will be averted from the radicalization, right? So this is also one of the aspect. Then there is aligning and shaping the international efforts. So what will be the international efforts? So international efforts such as multilateral cooperation through the mutual legal assistance treaties, and what that will do? So it will help in extradition treaties and denial of the safe havens to the terrorists in the various countries after committing the terror crimes in India. So that is also one of the very important aspect. Then R stand for the recovery and the resilience through the whole of the society approach. And what it is saying that it advocates for the public private partnership to ensure the rapid recovery post incident. So this is about the Prahar and various components in the Prahar. So please remember these facts also. Now we'll see evolving terrorist challenges faced by the India. And what are the various evolving challenges? The first challenge is the state-sponsored global terrorism, right? We already know Pakistan and other countries such as the organizations such as Al-Qaeda, ISIS. Then there is crime terror nexus such as crime syndicates, illegal arms syndicates, and logistics. And then there is technological warfare and the cyber threats such as attacks on the critical infrastructure by the terrorist organizations. And then CBRNED vulnerabilities, which is critical challenge in the intercepting the access to the chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, explosive, and the digital materials. Please remember this thing. In this context, you should also remember that you can draw a rough map to show the various aspect of the terrorism in the India. So this is the map, and here you can say, so this is the state sponsored terrorism in the Pakistan. Then this is the Kashmir insurgency, right? Then this is the Northeast insurgency and secessionist policies, right? And this is the Naxalism belt, right? Then there is one of the thing, this is the golden crescent and this is the golden triangle. In the golden crescent there are three countries, that is Iran, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And golden triangle, there are the three countries, that is Myanmar, there Laos and other countries. So these are the golden crescent and the golden triangle. Please remember that. And this is the nexus between the drugs and the terrorism. So these regions are famous for the drugs abuse, and this drugs money is used for the terrorist activities to transform the money from the one source to the another. So please remember these facts. So this is all about the terrorist activities and the related information. Now we will see previous year question regarding the terrorism, and the first question is regarding the hand in hand exercise 2007 is a joint anti-terrorism military exercise between India and whom? So it is India and China exercise. Please remember that. This question is very old, but this exercise is still relevant in today's scenario also. Then see this question also. The scourge of the terrorism is a grave challenge to the national security. What solution do you suggest to curb this growing menace? What are the major sources of terrorist funding? So what are the terrorism? Please define it. Then what are the various measures? So this terrorism policy and its various aspects you can discuss in the detail. And then what are the sources of terrorist funding? We draw the diagram in the last phase. You can draw such diagram to give the general idea of the answer, right? Then see this question, analyze the complexity and the intensity of the terrorism, its causes, linkages and the obnoxious nexus. Suggest the measures required to be taken to eradicate the menace. This is again the same question in the different word, and you can write the points which we discuss in our answer. In the introduction, you can talk about the Ramchandra Guha's book and his thesis, and in conclusion, you can give the various aspects which we discuss in the policy, right? So this is about the first main news. Now we will see second main news of the day. So second main news is about the Mandya inscription, and it is highlighting the Hoysala Tamil connection. So this is very important for GS paper 1, that is the history of the medieval and the modern India and its relevance in the today's scenario, right? So this is about the news. Now we'll see about the background of this news. As we already saw that this Mandya inscription is found, and that is shedding the light on the Tamil connection and on the Hoysala rule. And this inscription is found on the Sri Mahalakshmi temple, and it is from the 12th century. And what is the inscription? So basically inscription is the written text on the permanent object such as the wall of the temple or on the copper or other metals, and it is engraved on those metal or the walls or the stones. So that is called the inscription. This is the brief about the inscription. what are the various other inscription which is very important for our examination? And it is the Iran inscription. Iran inscription is in MP, and the reference of the sati is there in the Iran inscription, right? Then there is Junagadh inscription, and it is talking about the repair of the Sudarshana lake, right? This is the Junagadh inscription. Then there is Uttar Merur inscription. Uttar Merur inscription is in Tamil Nadu, and it is talking about the Chola self-governance. Please remember this inscription. Then there is Allahabad inscription, and it is talking about the Samudragupta and his military conquest, right? Then there is Aihole inscription, and what is the Aihole inscription is talking about? So it is talking about the Chalukyan king Pulikeshin II and his endeavors on the North Indian state, that is Harshvardhan. And then there are Ashokan inscription in various regions of the country, such as Sopara in Maharashtra, then Kalsi in Uttarakhand, and other regions which we will see in the course of the discussion. So these are the important inscription for your examination. Please remember this inscription, right? So this is about the brief background of the inscription which are important for our examination. Now we'll see about the Hoysala dynasty, which was from the 10th century to the 14th century. And what is the region of the Hoysala dynasty? So it was in the southern Deccan and in the Kaveri river valley, right? What is the capital of this Hoysala dynasty? The capital was the Belur, and which shifted to the Holebudi, which is then known as the Dwar Samudra. So please remember this name. The question have been asked by the UPSC regarding the Dwar Samudra, right? Then who was the founder? So founder was the Nripa Kama II, and he was the fiduciary of the Western Gangas and also Western Chalukyas. So this is also important fact. Please remember this thing also. Then what was the administration? Please remember that the administration was the graded. So it have the various part of the empire or the kingdom, and the most important was the Nadu, such as the state. Then it was Kampanas, right? Then there was Vishayas, and smallest unit was Deshas. So please remember this thing also. And the sacred assemblies of the Hoysala in the Karnataka, so these were declared as the 42nd UNESCO World Heritage Sites, right? We'll see which are the temples included in it. So the temples included are the Chennakeshwara, which is in Bellur, then Hoysaleshwara, which is in Holebudi, and then Kesava, that is Somnathapur. So these are the important temples of the Hoysala dynasty. And why the name Hoysala? So the story is that the Sala was the founder of the Hoysala dynasty, and there was attack on him by the tiger, and his guru calls as the Hoysala, which means please strike or the strike. So this is why the name the Hoysala as the dynasty. But this is the mythological story. It don't have any historical proof. And as per the known information, the founder was the Nipa Kama II. So please remember this fact, right? So this is about the Hoysala dynasty. One of the fact we have to remember in this case is that Hoysalas were there, and they replaced the Chalukyas, Western Chalukyas, which is Chalukyas of Kalyani, and those Chalukyas actually replaced the Rashtrakutas, right? And Rashtrakutas replace the Chalukyas of Badami. So please remember this sequence also, which is also very important for your examination, right? So this is about it. Now we'll see the various temples which are there, and these are the temples: Chenna Keshava temple, then Hoysaleshwara temple, and then the Kesava temple. Please remember that these temples are very important, and these temples are the Nagara plus Dravida, and this style is called as Vesara style. And what is the difference? So when you are discussing about the Vesara style, please try to draw the diagram. So this is the diagram. Please try to draw such diagram. And this is Vimana, then this is Garbhagriha, this is Mandapa, then this is Pradakshina path, right? Then this is Stambha, and this is Gopuram. But please see, the Gopuram in the Dravida style have the multi-story, but in this case they are the short Gopuram and they are generally flat, right? Then there is difference in the Vimana also. This is also different than the Dravida and the Nagara style, right? Then there is this Mandapa, and they have very intricate design of the this stambhas, right? They have very intricate design. So this is also one of the fact, and they have the raised platform. So this is the culmination of this Nagara style and the Dravida style. When question is asked, please try to draw such diagram to get the more marks. So this is about the Vesara style. Then please remember that there was another style, that is Provida style, and it is found in the Vijayanagara. So this is all about these temples. Now we'll see about some of the details of these temples and what are the Hoysala architectural style. So it is followed by the hybrid Vesara temple, as we already discussed. Then it have the strong influence of the Bhumija, that is the variety of the North Indian Shikhara. Then what is the important aspect? So it is followed the stellate plan. Stellate plan is like a star shaped plan, like a star built on the raised platform, as we already discussed in the diagram, right? And what is the material use? So it is using the soapstone, which is the soft and the malleable carving, and with the time it becomes the hard material, right? And what are the shrine types? So there are 3 shrine types, and which are those? Ekakuta, Dvikuta, and Trikuta, which means one sanctum sanctorium, double sanctum sanctorium, and triple sanctum sanctorium. So this is all about the second main news. Now we'll see the related question about it. So see this question: the Nagara and Dravida and Vesara are the, obviously we know that it is not the racial groups, not the linguistic divisions. 3 main styles of the Indian temple architecture. C is the answer. See this question: with reference to the history of India, consider the following. Bilsa. Bilsa is in Madhya Pradesh. Then Dwar Samudra, as we already discussed, it is not in Maharashtra, it is in Karnataka. Then Girinagar is in Gujarat, and Thanesar is in Haryana and not in Uttar Pradesh. So what is the answer? 1 and 3, that is the A, right? So this is about the questions. Now I have also given you the question to solve by yourselves. So this is the one of the question. You can solve this question by yourself and give the answer, right? So this is all about the second main news. Now we will see the third main news of the day. So third main news is about the AI Impact Summit 2026, and it concluded with adopting the New Delhi Declaration. So we'll see what is the New Delhi Declaration and what are the various aspects in that. So this is very important for paper 3, that is awareness in the field of IT, space, computer, robotics and nanotechnology, right? So this is about the brief. And what is the development, as we already discussed. So this AI summit, which was very important, this was the first AI summit held by the global south country, that is India, and that is why it was very significant. There was various incidents, and it became famous for very negative things and very positive things, as we already discussed in the previous lecture. But we should always focus on the positive aspect and the outcomes of it, because the question will be from that aspect only. There will be very unlikely that question regarding the politics behind it and various agitations and the Galgotia University debacle. All those questions will be not asked by the UPSC. So you should not waste your time discussing all those things with your friends. Instead, you should always focus on what are the basic and important outcome of the summit and what is important for our examination. But unfortunately, students do not do that and waste their time on the things which will be not asked by the UPSC most probably. So you should avoid those things. Now we'll see the declaration. So this declaration is endorsed by the 87 countries and the 2 international organizations. First is European Union and second is International Fund for the Agriculture Development. So it is specialized agency of United Nations, right? And it is headquartered in Rome. Please remember this fact regarding the International Fund for the Agriculture Development. What is the guiding principle? So Sarvajana Hitay, Sarvajana Sukhay, which means welfare for all and happiness for all. And the declaration is structured on the 7 key pillars under which the series of voluntary and collaborative global initiatives were announced. So we will see which are those 7 pillars and which are the various announcement under those 7 pillars, right? So the first pillar is about democratization of AI resources, which means access to all. And there is charter for the democratization of the diffusion of the AI. Please remember this thing. Then there is economic growth and social goal, which is the second pillar and which is the initiative. So Global AI Impact Commons is the initiative launch for this pillar. Then there is secure and trusted AI, and this is for to improve the security, robustness and the trustworthiness of the AI, and for this trusted AI commons is adopted, right? And this is the repository of the tools, benchmarks and the best practices. So we have been discussing about the repository and the benchmark tool for the health, which was that. So we discussed that in the previous lecture. I hope you remember that. We will discuss that in the upcoming slide, but I hope that the things we discussed in the last lecture, you should at least remember those things. Then there is AI for the science. And what is the initiative taken? So international network for the AI for science institution to connect the scientific communities, right? Then there is access for the social empowerment. So AI for the social empowerment. And what is the tool? So AI for social empowerment platform. This is the collaborative space for exchanging the scalable solutions for the various countries and communities. And then there is human capital development. And what is the tool for that? The tool is AI workforce development playbook and reskilling principles. So this principle provides guidelines for the nations to prepare the various tools for their workforce, right? And last is that resilient, efficient and the innovative AI systems. And what is the initiative guiding principles to resilience and efficient AI, focusing on the energy efficient AI systems. So these are the 7 pillars, and these are the initiatives: democratization of AI, economic growth and social goals, securing and trusted AI, then AI for science, then access for the social empowerment, then human capital development, and last is about resilient, efficient, and the innovative AI system. So this is about it. Now we will see various initiatives apart from this taken in the summit. We have already discussed these initiatives in the previous lecture, so we will just briefly discuss them and move forward. What is the first initiative? First initiative is Sahi and the both initiative. Both are for the AI in the health sector, right? So Sahi is the strategy for artificial intelligence in the healthcare for India. And what is the both initiative? So benchmarking open data platform for the health AI, and both is developed by the IIT Kanpur, right? I will not go into nitty gritties of these things because we have discussed these things in the previous lecture. Please go and revise those things for your betterment, right? Then India have also unveiled the 3 sovereign AI models, and it have also announced the 20,000 GPUs for the more infrastructure related to AI in India. We already have the 37 GPUs and K GPUs, and it will be now 57,000 GPUs, right? So we have discussed those things also. Then Servom AI have announced the 2 large language models, and then there is text to speech model which will be known as the Vachana, which by the Gyani AI, and then Param to 17 billion parameters, and this is the multilingual foundational model by the Bharat Jain, which is the government initiative. So this is the thing. Then there is Manav framework. We have also discussed Manav framework in detail, so please remember this thing also. And then there is International Solar Alliance launch a global AI for the energy mission. And finally, we have discussed about the New Delhi Frontier AI Impact Commitments, and there are 2 commitments under it. So these initiatives we have discussed, but just to remind you, I have again discussed those initiatives. For the detailed analysis of these initiatives, please refer to the last weekly roundup, right? So these are the various initiatives taken apart from the New Delhi Declaration in the summit. Now we will see the relevant MCQ. The first MCQ is about the artificial intelligence and its uses. So what is the use? To see this fifth statement: wireless transmission of electricity which is not possible, and that is why what is the answer? Answer is B, 1, 3 and 4. Back then the creation of the meaningful short stories and songs was not possible for the AI, but in today's context this statement is also correct because AI now can create meaningful short stories and poems. So in today's context the 2 will be also right, but we are solving the MCQ of the 2020. That is why answer is B, right? Then see this question: introduce the concept of artificial intelligence. How does AI help clinical diagnostic? Do you perceive any threat to the privacy of the individual in the use of AI in the healthcare? Here we have to discuss various initiatives. Firstly, discuss what is AI, then discuss what are the various initiatives taken in the AI and what are the concerns. So one of the concern regarding it is that it can actually leak the private data of the individuals in the healthcare sector. So you can discuss those aspects, and then you can give the various and aspects such as both initiative by the India to avoid such leakage, right? I have given this one MCQ to solve by you at home. So please solve this MCQ and give the answer, right? Now we'll see the next main news of the day. So next main news of the day is about the national monetization pipeline, and Union's finance minister have launched the national monetization pipeline 2.0. This is very important for your GS paper 3, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization of resources and development. So this is the brief background. Now we will see the important aspect. So this is the second phase of the national monetization pipeline, and it is very important for the asset monetization, right? And it is developed by the Niti Aayog based on the asset monetization plan 2025 to 2030, which was announced in the union budget of 2025-2026, right? And what is asset monetization? So it involves the leveraging existing underutilized infrastructure assets to generate revenue without additional fiscal pressure on the government. And there are two assets: core asset and non-core assets. What is the core assets? So core assets are the assets which are very important and developed and utilized by the various ministries or the various sectors, such as in the road infrastructure. Roads are the core assets. And what are the non-core assets? So such as the land which is not used by the road authority, but it is available for there, so it is the non-core asset. So it is not utilized and it is not important part of the core functions of that organization, that are the non-core asset. So please remember this difference. About the national monetization pipeline 1.0, so it was from the financial year 2025 to 2022 to 2025, and target was to raise 6 lakh crore rupees, right? And about 90% of the targets have been completed till date, and there were 13 sectors. Important are the highways, railways, power and petroleum, and natural gas pipelines and telecom. And these sectors only account for the 72% of the total targets achieved, right? So this is a brief about the national monetization pipeline 1.0. Now we will see the key highlights of the national monetization pipeline 2.0. The first, what is the purpose? To offer the medium term roadmap for the public asset owners, along with the visibility on the operational aspect to private sector. And what is the aggregate monetization potential? So it is estimated that around 16.72 lakh crore rupees, including the private sector investment of 5.8 lakh crores, alongside 12 sectors during the 5 years, right? So from the 2026 to financial 2030, right? And which are the important sectors? So highways have the most part, that is the 26%, then power have the 17%, railways have the 16%, and ports have the 16%, and then other sectors also. And where these proceeds will go, the largest share will go to the consolidated fund of the India, then followed by the direct investments by the private sector, then PSUs, and then port authorities and the state consolidated funds. So these are the some of the key aspect of the national monetization pipeline 2.0. Now we will see the guiding principles. So there is core versus non-core assets. We already discussed it. What are those? And in line with the NMP 1.0, NMP 2.0 will focus on the core assets, right? Then what is the monetization of non-core assets? So land, building, pure real estates has been included, where the project envisages the further development on those assets. So if government wants to have the more development on those non-core assets, then they will be included in the national monetization pipeline. What is the investment by the private sectors in the PPP project? So models like design, build, finance and operate, transfer has been considered, right? And stages of the asset monetization are the 5 stages. We will see which are those 5 stages in our discussion now. So there are 5 stages. Please see. Firstly, there will be identification of assets. Then they will determine the suitable monetization mode. What type of mode is suitable for this monetization, private or government or PPP. Then they will estimate the monetization value, and this will be on the two aspect, revenue share proceeds and the investment from the partnership projects. Then there is estimation of the aggregate monetization value, and then there will be allocation of the proceed from the monetization to the various department, as we already discussed, such as consolidated fund of India, state consolidated funds, all those things, and additional analysis under the NMP 2.0. So these are the 5 main approaches under the NMP 2.0, right? So this is about it. Now we'll see the previous year question regarding it, and see this question. The statement 1 is that interest income from the deposits of the infrastructure investment funds distributed to their investor is exempted from the tax. So why it will be exempted? This statement is prima facie wrong, right? So that is why the first statement is incorrect. And see the second statement, InvITs are recognized as the borrowers under the securitization and the reconstruction of the financial assets and the enforcement of the Security Investment Act 2002. This is correct. That is why answer is that statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct, that is D, right? See this question. Investment in the infrastructure is essential for more rapid and inclusive economic growth. Discuss in the light of India's experience. So why infrastructure development and the investment in the infrastructure is important? You have to discuss it. Give the data of the World Bank and other important institution, and write that the urbanization, then there is lack of infrastructure which is required for the growing population and the economic growth. All such points you can give in this aspect, right? So this is all about this main news. Now we'll see the next main news of the day. So last main news of the day is about the Indian Prime Minister visit to the Israel, and this is very important for your bilateral relations and India's interest due to bilateral relations. Now we'll see the development. So Indian Prime Minister have visited the Israel, and India and Israel have agreed to further deepen the expand the bilateral cooperation across the key strategic and economic sectors. In previous lecture, we discussed about the bilateral relations on the basis of WhatsApp group analogy, right? And in that thing we said that if various countries and India are on the WhatsApp, then what will be their relation is determined by the various aspects, such as some countries will be blocked, such as Pakistan and some other countries which are rogue to India. Then there will be some countries where will not have the much dialogue, and then there will be some countries which are friend to us and will be having the rigorous dialogue. In that context, Israel is our relatively new friend, because we acknowledge the Israel, but our diplomatic relations started from 1992, and even after 1992 we have been very good terms with the Israel. Israel unilaterally supported us in the Kargil war in 1999, and even after that Israel have been the steady support for the India's defense production and the manufacturing in India, such as the Barak 8 missiles, right? Barak 8 missile system. So this is very important aspect regarding the India-Israel relationship. Now we'll see various developments and various announcements did by the both the sides. What are the key outcomes? So the first key outcome is that the upgradation of the ties. So they have suggested that the special strategic partnership for the peace, innovation and the prosperity. So there is special strategic partnership. Then there are new initiatives on the critical emerging technologies. Please remember this thing. It is called CAT, and it is led by the national security advisors of the both the countries, and it will be covering AI, cyber security, semiconductors, biotechnology, space, right? Then there is MOU on the AI, and there is also launch of the horizon scanning strategic foresight mechanism. Please remember this name, horizon scanning and strategic foresight mechanism. Then it is also talking about the labor mobility, and it is saying that Israel will accept the 50,000 Indian laborers in the next 5 years. So that is also very important. And it is also talking about the cyber security cooperation, right? So they are developing multi-year cyber security roadmap, and they have also suggested that they will establish the India-Israel Center of Excellence in the cyber security in India, right? Then in agriculture and water technology partnership, so we have signed the MOU for the India Israel Innovation Center for Agriculture, because there is lack of water in the Israel, but Israel uses this water very efficiently in the agriculture and other purposes, and that is why India is very interested to have the MOU related to agriculture and the water utilization effectively, right? That is the another aspect. And there are other aspects also, such as exploring UPI in the Israel, then launch of the India Israel Academic Cooperation Forum, and then India Israel Parliamentary Friendship Group, etc. So these are the some of the key outcomes from the visit of the Prime Minister to the Israel. Then we'll see the India Israel overview of the relationship. As we already discussed, we acknowledge Israel in 1950, but relationship started in 1992. Then economic front, India is the second largest Asian trading partner in the merchandise, right? Please remember this fact also. In defense, Israel is the major defense supplier. We already talked about the Barak 8 missile systems. And in this context, please remember this trade is around 4 to 5 billion US dollar, not much, right? So there is scope to increase the trade also. In technology spare, India Israel Industrial R&D and Innovation Fund, I4F, please remember this thing. And cooperation in the drip irrigation, desalination and the water management, we already discussed in the previous slide. And then regional connectivity, so it is part of the two important aspects, I2U2 and India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC, right? India, Israel, UAE and the US. So it is also called as Western Quad, right? It is also called as Western Quad. And what are the Quad members? So Japan, India, USA and Australia. Please remember this thing also. So this is the overview of the India-Israel relationship. Now we'll see about the Israel and its neighboring countries. Please remember this question can be asked. What are the neighboring countries of the Israel? So there is mnemonic, and the mnemonic is little snake jumps everywhere. Please remember this thing. Little means the Lebanon, snake means the Syria, then jumps means the Jordan, and E means the Egypt. So this is the Egypt. So please remember this thing. So this is the bordering countries. Then what are the maritime boundaries? So this is the Mediterranean Sea, and please see this is the Gulf of Aqaba, right? And through Gulf of Aqaba it is connecting to the Red Sea. Please remember this fact also. Then geographical features, it have the Negev desert. In the southern part it have the Negev desert. And what are the major water bodies? So Jordan River is there on the border, and there is Sea of Galilee. So this Sea of Galilee is the fresh water source. The name is sea, but the water is fresh and not the saline. And there is Dead Sea. Earth's lowest elevation point is the Dead Sea. So Earth lowest elevation on the land. So this is the Earth lowest elevation on the land, that is the Dead Sea. So this is all about the geographical features of the and political features of the Israel, which is very important for your examination. Right, now we'll see the various questions in the previous year. See this question: Israel has established the diplomatic relation with the some of the Arab countries. This is the correct statement. An Arab peace initiative mediated by the Saudi Arabia was signed by the Israel and the Arab League. So it is not signed by the Israel. It is saying that if Israel gives the acquired land return to the Arab countries, then there will be normalcy in the relationship, and that is why Israel have not signed it. That is why first statement is correct, but statement 2 is not correct. C is the answer. Please see this question. India's relation with the Israel have of late acquired the depth and the diversity which cannot be rolled back. Discuss. All the points we already discussed. You have to write here: technology, defense, then connectivity, then people to people contacts, then trade, all those points. And how will I2U2 grouping transform India's position in the global politics? As we are already discussing it, so it is the Western Quad, and it have the social, economic, political, and the connectivity and other aspects related to China's position in the world. So you can write on the that line. So this is about the previous year questions. I have also given you some of the question. Please try to solve this question at home and give the answer of this question. Right. So this is about the main news of the day. Now we will see the personality in the news. This week's personality is the C. Rajagopalachari. And what is the development? So the President of India have unveiled the bust of C. Rajagopalachari, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, replacing the Edwin Lutyens statue. And who was the Edwin Lutyens? So we might have heard the term Lutyens Delhi, which means the Lutyens was the British architect, and he actually built the large part or designed the large part of the New Delhi, and that is why that area is generally called as Lutyens Delhi. And this comprises of the Rashtrapati Bhavan, India Gate, North and South blocks, and also various parts of the New Delhi. Right. So CP is also one of the part. Please remember one fact, that the Rashtrapati Bhavan was designed by him in collaboration with the Herbert Baker. Please remember this name also. Question can be asked regarding it. Now we'll see about the C. Rajagopalachari. So he was born in the Torapalli, Tamil Nadu in 10th December. On 10th December, and he was patriot, social reformer, lawyer, and able administrator, as we already know. Right. And he participated in the various movements such as Rowlatt Act, then non-cooperation movement, then Wycombe Satyagraha, and civil disobedience movement. So he was actively participating in the all the important national agitations against the British. Then he led the Vedaranyam march to break the salt law in 1930. Please remember this question can be asked regarding it. Right. Then he gave the CR formula to resolve the Hindu-Muslim political deadlock. This CR formula was given by him in 1944, and it was backed by the and supported by the Gandhiji. Right. So what it was saying? So it was saying that Muslim League should give the support to the Congress for the independence, and after getting independence there will be referendum in the Muslim majority areas, but not only Muslim but Hindus will also participate in that referendum. Then there will be a common center for the important aspects such as security and defense and the currency, all those aspects. Right. But Jinnah and Congress both rejected this plan. Jinnah was saying that the referendum should be participated by the Muslims only, and secondly that Muslim League should not be compelled to participate in the previously before the independence. Also it was against the common center. So these are the some of the points. Then he was also elected to the Central Legislative Assembly, and he was the governor of West Bengal from 1947 to 48 and Governor General of Independent India from 1948 to 50. Please remember this fact. And he formed the Swatantrata Party. So this is all about the Chakravarti Rajagopalachari. Now we will see the quick updates of this week. So first quick update of this week is related to Keralam, which is related to Article 3 of the Constitution. What is the development? So Union Cabinet have approved the name change of the Kerala from the Kerala to Keralam, and it is very important with respect to the Constitution Article 3. And what Article 3 says? So it empowers the Parliament to form the new state, increase, diminish, alter the boundaries of the state, or change the name of the state. Right? What is the process to change the name of the state? First, President recommendation is required. Such bill requires the prior recommendation of the President. Then view of the state legislature is also important. The President has to refer the concerned bill to the state legislature of the concerned state for its view within the specified time or the period. The President or the Parliament is not bound by the view of the state legislature. Please remember that. And then the bill is passed by the Parliament by the simple majority to change the name of the state. To administer the independent territory into India, there is Article 2 of the Constitution. Please remember this thing. So this is about the Keralam. Now we will see the next quick update of the week. The next quick update is related to Winter Olympics 2026. And what is the development? So Winter Olympic have been officially concluded, which was from the February 6 to February 22, right? And what are the key highlights? The first is the location, and it was held in the northern Italy, primarily in the Milan and the Cortina province, right? Then what are the sports and events? There are 116 medal events across the 16 sports disciplines, right? Then what is the medal table? So Norway have the highest medals, 18 golds and total 41. Then followed by the United States with the 12 gold and the 33 total. And then Netherlands 10 golds and the 20 total. What are the new sports which are introduced in this event? So sky mountaineering, which is known as the Skimo, made its Olympic debut with the sprint and the mixed relay events. Then other new medals events such as women's large hill sky jumping, dual moguls in the freestyle skiing, and the mixed team relay in the skeleton. As we haven't mentioned about the India because India have not able to secure any medal in this Olympics. Please remember this thing also. So this is about the second quick update. Now we'll see the third quick update of this week, and it is about the red teaming. What is the red teaming? So red teaming is about, it involves this testing AI models to protect against the harmful behavior, including the leaks of the sensitive data and the generated content that is toxic, biased, or factually incorrect. And how it is originated from? So it is originated by the US military during the Cold War. And what it actually implies? So it actually tests your strategies and models when different teams are formed within the organization, and that way they find the loopholes or the various problems within the system. Same is applied for the AI, and it is found that if there are some problems or the issues with the AI system which is working there, right? So this is about the red teaming, and it involves provoking the model to say and to do things which was not trained to do, and once problems are exposed, new instrument data is created to realign the model and the enhance the security, right? So AI once suggested one of the youth to commit suicide, and because it was not designed to do so, but because of such a large interaction by that youth with the AI model, it got manipulated and suggested to commit suicide. So such kind of issues are actually tackled by this red teaming initiative, right? So this is about the quick update. Now we will see the next quick update of this week. Next quick update is about the Central Asian Pathway Flyway. And what is the development? So Kaziranga National Park and the Kaziranga waterbird estimation have conducted across the Kaziranga, Naokova and Burha Chapori floodplains complexes, and it reaffirmed that the Kaziranga is one of the important nodes within the Central Asian Flyway, right? So migratory birds fly from the large distances, and one of the part of that pathway is the Kaziranga National Park. Now we'll see Laokhova and Burha Chapori wildlife sanctuaries. So these lie on the southern bank of the Brahmaputra river, and it is notified buffer of the Kaziranga Tiger Reserve. Please remember this. And they are surrounded by Kaziranga National Park in the east, then Orang National Park and Pobitara Wildlife Sanctuary in the west, and Pakkenemari National Park in the north. So please remember, you have discussed 3 national park here in itself and 3 wildlife sanctuaries, right? Question can be directly asked about it. So remember these things. About the Central Asian Flyway, so it comprises the several important migratory routes of the waterbirds. It home to the 605 migratory birds species, around 605, and extends across the Central Eurasia between the Arctic and Indian Oceans, spanning 30 countries, and it overlaps with the African, Eurasian and East Asian, Australasian flyways. So see this Central Asian flyway, this the West Asian East African flyway, and this is the East Asian Australian flyway. So this is about the Central Asian flyway. Now we'll see the next quick update of the day. So next quick update is about the Him Connect. What is the Him Connect? So Him Connect is the initiative by the TERI, and the development is that Union Minister of the Environment have inaugurated the Energy Research Institute TERI's 25th edition of the World Sustainable Development Summit and the Him Connect initiative. Please remember this. This is the 25th edition of the World Sustainable Development Summit, which is organized every year by the TERI, right? And the theme of this summit is the transformation, vision, voice, values for the sustainable development. Now we'll see about the Him Connect. So this initiative aims to create the bridge between the science and society by connecting the researchers working in the Himalaya region with the startups, industry leaders, innovators, and the policymakers, right? So this is the whole of the approach, and it is dedicated platform by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to transform the research supported under the ministry's national mission of the Himalayan Studies NMHS into solution that can be implemented at scale. Please remember, TERI have also given the new initiative, that is Himalayan Coalition, and it is the society participation initiative for the Himalayan ecosystem preservation. So this is about the quick update. Now we'll see the next quick update of the day. Next quick update of the day is the Palamau Tiger Reserve, and the development is that it have launched the Vanyajeevi Didi initiative for the women to protect the wildlife, and this program identifies and trains educated women to act as a bridge between the forest administration and the local families. Now we'll see about the Palamau Tiger Reserve. What is the location? So it is located in the western Latehar district on the Chota Nagpur plateau in the Jharkhand, right? And it is one of the first 9 tiger reserves created in the country at the inception of the project Tiger. So this is the one of the oldest. And Betla National Park is the part of the core area of the Palamau Tiger Reserve. Please remember this thing, and that is why Betla National Park is also situated in the Jharkhand. And what are the flora? So basically, please remember that the northern tropical dry deciduous forest, sal forest, bamboo groves are the important trees. And what are the fauna? Tiger, Asiatic elephant, leopard, grey wolf. And what are the important rivers? Koel, Burha, and the Auranga. So these are the rivers. So this is the quick update. Now we will see the next quick update, which is the last quick update of the day, and that is military exercise in the news. And what are the various military exercise? So first military exercise is exercise Dharma Guardian, and it is between the Indian Army and the Japan Ground Self-Defense Forces. So Dharma Guardian is between India and the Japan Army, and then exercise Vajra-Prahar, and it is between military operation between the India and the United States. So Vajra-Prahar between India and United States, and then Dharma Guardian between Indian Army and the Japan Army. So this is about the last quick update of the week. So this is all about this week's weekly roundup. To read and solve more quizzes related to current affair, you can visit our digital current affair portal, where you can also read various initiatives related to current affairs such as monthly magazines, PT365s, and the various initiatives such as summaries of the economic surveys. So please visit digital current affair and study. This is all for this week. Happy learning. Have a good day.